Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias and welcome back to Stoneblock 2. In the last episode, we were working on this, the Flux Networks, which is what's going to allow us to transfer power around our base wirelessly and easily. And yeah, we set up our Applied Energistics system here. We did some quests. I actually forgot. I almost always do this. I forgot we completed a quest and then didn't take the reward. So let's go ahead and do that. We got a redstone furnace, of course. Alright, so yeah, we have done a lot of work around the base. I haven't done too much building wise or anything like that, but I did do some prep work before this episode because today what I'd like to do is start working into Applied Energistics Auto Crafting system. So if you're not aware, Applied Energistics can allow us to basically take things and craft them automatically. Auto crafting makes sense. And so we got to set up an entire system for that. And the system we're going to be setting up for right now is going to be very basic. We're not going to be able to do too much. But as we get more resources and build more stuff up, we'll be able to do a lot more. So, first things first, we should probably move this guy. And I do have a crescent hammer. This might be useful for today. So I have everything I need in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the auto crafting thing. So in order to use the Applied Energistics auto crafting, you have two options. So if it is a basic crafting recipe that you would do in like just a crafting station or crafting bench or whatever, you need a molecular assembler. This is what handles all of that. Pretty easy to make, and we'll need probably a lot of those eventually. Now, in order to get the items into this, you need an ME interface. Now, you can also use an ME interface to auto craft things that go into like furnaces or machines or like our advanced inscriber. You can do a lot of really kind of fancy stuff with that. So interfaces and molecular assemblers are kind of the key components to do auto crafting. But you also need to have we need to have a pattern terminal. This is how we actually teach the system how to make things using blank patterns. And each blank pattern corresponds to one crafting recipe. And then the other thing that we're going to need is storage, crafting storage. So this is going to hold all the items for the craft until we need it. And then we'll also want to make a crafting co-processing unit, which allows the system to craft more than one step at a time. Because let's say we want to make sticks. Okay, so to make sticks, you take wood, you take oak wood, you turn it into oak wood planks, so there's one step, and then you turn that into sticks. Pretty easy, but there is multiple steps. The co-processing unit allows the system to do multiple steps at once. Now we just need to have the crafting storage for the entire system, and we'll eventually want to make kind of the top tier of that. I think it's going to be 64K. And have a bunch of those so we can make really complex crafts, make a lot of the same complex item fairly easily. So that's what we're gonna get into. Got it? I hope so. Otherwise, it is a pretty straightforward thing once you kind of get into it and kind of understand the basic concept. So the first thing we're going to make is the crafting terminal. So we're going to need one of these. We're going to need a calculation. Actually, let's just take all of these. And let's see, is there anything else that we need? We need a crafting table. And we are going to need those. Okay. So for the most part, this is not going to be too difficult. But we just need to make it. So ME terminal, and then a ME crafting terminal, and then with another engineering processor we get the pattern terminal. Nothing too bad. So this is probably a quest. No, it just wants us to make the molecular assembler and all that stuff. Okay, so we're just going to put this right here for now. Eventually, we'll make it look nice. We'll put it somewhere nice. And it looks pretty much the same, other than it has this pattern terminal thing at the bottom. So, we can make crafting or processing patterns. But we do need to make patterns to do that. So that is going to be some quartz glass, which I kind of prepared to make more of that. So we're going to want to make at least a little bit more. And I don't actually want to make all of it yet. But we're going to want to make a pattern. And one thing we can do is if we just grab our normal Certus quartz, put that there. One, we can, if we have everything, we can take one out, and then we can teach the system, just by placing it here and encoding the pattern, how to make more patterns. So that is usually one of the first things you want to make. So we're going to get rid of the blank pattern. The other thing that we'll need to teach it how to make is the quartz glass. But we'll get to that later. So next up is we need to make the molecular assembler. So this guy is a little bit tricky because we do need to have another set of formation cores and annihilation cores. So we're going to need some quartz, and I'm going to need to go grind up some flux dust. So yeah, right now kind of the big problem is Nether Quartz, and Nether Quartz is going to allow us to get the flux crystals, and I just don't have a good supply of Nether Quartz. So that's something that we're going to try to work on next time. I'm considering whether or not I want to make a chicken or what I want to do to make this stuff work. But we need to make the formation cores and the annihilation cores, and then we can make both the molecular assembler and an interface. So those are both really important. So molecular assembler will get a reward. And then the next thing we're going to need to make is a crafting CPU. And we're also going to probably want to make a couple more. Let's see, can we make just a few more glass cables just to make this a little bit nicer? So we'll pull this down here, and we're going to put an interface here and a molecular assembler there. We're going to put the pattern in there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we had some crafting CPUs, we could actually craft that, but we don't have that yet. So that's what we need to make. That is the last thing we need, and that requires a bunch of things we don't really have much of. So we're just going to go for this for now. And there is the crafting unit. So this is just the casing basically for whatever we need to put in. And that is also a quest. So we'll go ahead and collect that. We got a forged lexicon. That is kind of boring. And then we're going to need to make a 4K storage. So we're going to make a couple of these. 1, 2, 3. And just like the normal stuff, we just combine those. We get the crafting storage. And then I can pop it out and get my stuff back so that we can upgrade it to a 4K. And then we can combine those, and now we have a 4K crafting storage. And that's 2 more quests. We got more stuff. Ooh. Compressed nether star block. That is 9 nether stars. That is a really good reward. Cool. So, you know, I really should take all of my machines and go set them over in the machine area. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, that was a really good reward. I'm kind of amazed by that. But we can put all this stuff away. And now if we hook up the crafting storage down here, and it could just be anywhere, it'll turn into something like that. And now, if we want to make some blank patterns, we're missing some quartz glass. I guess let's go ahead and make that. Quartz glass. Go ahead and make that. And we can tell it to make us, let's make 2 more patterns, blank patterns. Perfect. And there it goes. I didn't have to do anything. It just immediately made them. Now, why would we want to do that? Well, we'll want to teach the system how to make quartz glass because that would be useful. And we'll probably want to teach it how to make some other things. But for right now, there's not much that we can do with what we have. But this is auto crafting. So technically we have automated crafting of quartz glass and blank patterns. Now I can look at only stored items or craftables, whichever. I usually look at both. And then I have a bunch of stuff left because we do need to make the crafting co-processing unit, but we need more flux crystals for that, which I think we can handle. And I need some nether quartz. Nether quartz is definitely something that we need to get more of. But we can throw those in there. And they should combine. And then we can make this. We should be able to get another crafting unit and a crafting co-processor. So we'll go ahead and make that just mostly for the quest, but also we can add it on here. Not going to really do much for us right now, but eventually it will. So yeah, the last 8 engineering processors I have are for a bunch of inscribers. That is something that we'll probably work on later, just because I don't really have, I don't have the flux crystals. So let's get our quest completed. We got some more epic bacon, which I know is, that was in one of those. I put it in here? No, it's in here. Okay. So yeah, not too bad. The problem that we're going to run into from here on out is just resources, and specifically trying to get enough nether quartz. So let's actually take a look at nether quartz. And what is some good ways to get it? Well, we could always get chickens. Nether quartz chickens come from an egg surrounded by nether quartz. I think we can get that really easy. So let's go ahead and do that. I have some sand over here, so we can turn a little bit of sand into soul sand. We actually don't even need that much, so let's just do this much. Easiest way is just to laser it. And all we need is 8 nether quartz, which that should be really... Alright, well, I guess let's just go ahead and do this again. But this will give us some nether quartz. And we just need 8. Actually, we want 16 so that we can get 2 eggs. And then we're going to want some seeds, which... Do I have a bunch of seeds somewhere? There might be some over here. We really need to just start working on getting some systems together so that we can make more stuff. But I should have I should have eggs somewhere. Probably we have one egg. Really? Okay, so we need to get a few more eggs. I would have thought I had more over here. So how do we get eggs? Obviously any sort of hatchery egg, but smart chickens. Smart chickens give us eggs. But I don't think we can get smart chickens at all. Okay. So otherwise, normal chickens in a nesting pen would give us eggs. But unfortunately, roosting chickens do not. I believe the only thing these give us is feathers. So that is unfortunate. Okay, so I guess what we could do is make one. And is this a spawn egg? Looks like it. Okay. So we'll just let him set. And eventually he'll make eggs, I believe. Let's take a look at the Nether Quartz chicken. So Nether Quartz chicken laying eggs, so he should drop eggs as well, but if not, what happens if we breed chickens that are not the same? Because I believe, I'm not too familiar with this, but I doubt that it's 100% chance every time. So I think I'll just let him sit there. In fact, I believe, can't we use... No, we can't use that on him. Okay, we'll just let him set for a little bit, and we'll come back and see if we have any more eggs. We need to get a good supply of eggs. That is actually really important, so that we can get a lot of chicken stuff. So that is easy enough to get more Nether Quartz, and should allow us to at least try to get more in terms of just kind of Applied Energistics things. So I guess for the rest of the day, for the rest of this episode, let's kind of look through some quests and see what else we can find. So storage crates. Can we make all of these? Not all of them. Okay. So yeah, this is mostly just wood. This should be pretty easy to at least make the small storage crate, and the small storage crate is really, really useful. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we're going to need 4 chests. We're going to need some sticks, some planks, and we make a wood casing, and then from there we can make a small storage crate. Why do I have the cow halter? So this thing is quote-unquote small, but we can upgrade it to a medium, and we might be able to do that. But this is from Actually Editions. They are really, really good. Probably some of the best kind of things you've ever seen, to be honest. How much time you got? 5 minutes. We're actually going to use a small storage crate over here, and this is a small one. Now, if we want to make the next size, we need to get some void crystal blocks, which we should actually be able to do, assuming we have enough. Let's see. We need coal blocks. 1, 2, 3. and 4. 4 coal blocks. That's it. So what we need to do with these is laser them. They will turn into void crystal blocks, like so. And then we can upgrade this to a medium storage crate. And this is even larger than the small. So the small has 117 slots for items. The medium has 234. It is twice the size. Ooh, phantom faces. Those are fun. And a torch launcher. Not entirely sure how useful that's going to be. But, yeah, these are really, really big storage things. And I'm going to just start putting things in there. Eventually, we will want to upgrade our storage, our disk drives. But that's something we'll worry about later. Alright, so there is manure. Don't care about that. But we can put a medium storage crate. And we can honestly store all of our chicken things and cow things in this. There are multiple pages. This thing is gigantic. Okay. So, also take all the seeds. We probably want to start the farm sooner rather than later, just because it's going to be good to get more resources. We also can start looking into, most people call them a Cobbleworks, basically a way to turn cobblestone into gravel, sand, dust, and I guess in this mod pack, dirt, and then also turning some sand into glass and storing all of the products for use. And then most of what we're going to be using is to sift them into resources. So that's something else we should probably start working towards, probably start thinking about. And we have some things we can use for that, but we'll have to get into other things later. And also, you know, storage drawers are going to be super useful for that, just for storing large amounts of items. So, let's see, anything else? Nether Quartz chicken. We do need to grab a Nether Quartz chicken, which I want to see something. This might be useful, and if we can do this, we might have a little bit of variation with how we do things. Okay, so we can place the chickens. The googly eyes are ridiculous. And you know what? Just for eggs, let's go ahead and make a nesting pen. So that is going to require us to get 3 hay bales, which we should be able to do. We have a ton of seeds. I forgot about this. And then just some wood. So we should have everything we need for that because this is full of wheat. Let's go ahead and make 3 that, and then a nesting pen. And we'll go ahead and take all that stuff out. The seeds we're going to pretty much primarily use for the chickens. But then what we can do is put a chicken in this. Now to get him in there, we're going to need a net, I believe it's called, animal net. And that is just 3 string and 3 sticks. Super duper useful, regardless, but just 3 string and 3 sticks. Nothing major. Let's just do this so I don't have to think about how to make it. And this will allow us to put this chicken in here, and eventually, I mean, we can also speed this guy up, and eventually he'll make more eggs. And actually, we're going to go ahead and catch this chicken. That is a quest, and we got another egg, which means we can get 2 Nether Quartz chickens. Smack him. And what we want to do at this point is breed these 2 together They are both 1-1s, and we're gonna want. Let's just do. That'll be 8 more. We're gonna want what, 14 more? So we're gonna want 28 seeds, and we'll just see what that does. So fumble horribly, and let's speed this up and store more seeds in there. Animal net can also go in there, and the chicken catcher can go in there for now. Now we did complete a quest with the Nether Quartz chicken. We can get an Invar hammer, and these are going to produce chickens that are a little bit better. The vanilla chickens don't have any stats, but everything else should, and so we can get better and better. And then we can just replace them until we get nothing but 10-10-10s. So we'll probably want to do something like this. I'll probably take extra care and make sure we have all of the chickens that we need. And then I need to, come up with a list of all the chickens and all that kind of stuff. Which ones are 10-10-10, which ones we have, which ones we need to craft, all that kind of stuff. Figure all of that out and go from there. So at this point, we need to expand the machines, I think, and specifically power. So we'll work on that a little bit next time. I need to kind of dig out this room and figure out exactly how I want it to look. We might even start looking into making some of the blocks. Factory blocks are probably what we're going to use. I just don't know which ones exactly. We'll have to chisel them out and all that kind of fun stuff. Anyways, but we'll start working on making the factory, the machine room look a little bit nicer and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Auto crafting. It is very powerful, but it does take a little bit to set up. It takes a lot of resources, but we'll get there. And yeah, that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.